I'm Stephanie with Staff Base Academy. Have you ever asked yourself how much content is created online every 60 seconds?
According to Smart Insights, 54 million WhatsApp messages and 294 billion emails are sent each minute, and 500 hours of video are uploaded on YouTube. That would take you nearly 21 days to watch. There is so much content out there that on average, we scroll 300 feet per day. That's the height of Big Ben or the Statue of Liberty.
Everyone is competing for attention. That includes the attention of your employees. So how do you make sure that your content gets noticed? Well, that's what we're going to talk about today. In this video, we'll talk about how content formats work together, how to make your content more reader-friendly, and the power of storytelling. So let's dive in. Internal comms isn't like a newspaper. With news, once the information is published, it loses its news value. Internal comms, on the other hand, needs to keep that conversation going around key campaign initiatives in order to reach and engage all employees. The challenge is to be creative and keep trying to find different ways to tell those key campaign stories from different angles. This is where different content formats become allies. Here's an example.
Let's say one of your key campaigns is focused around the topic of making your company more sustainable. Your content formats could be introducing the initiative in a town hall, why it matters, and how your business aims to achieve this goal, following up with a survey afterwards to collect employee insights and ideas, sharing a Meet the Employee format to introduce the people driving the project, hosting a photo competition for employees, showing what they do at home to be more sustainable, and sharing your successes and project milestones along the way.
These are just some examples. Be creative. Try some different formats. Make sure to use analytics to learn what works and what doesn't. Great formats only help you if your audience wants to read them. So make sure your content is reader-friendly. You only get a few seconds to convince your audience of the value of your content. So make sure that headline grabs their attention and that they understand right away what it's about. Keep your headlines short, specific, and sincere. Here is a before and after of a headline straight from our own Staff Base app.
Before, it reads, "We want to take another step into a greener direction and we need your help for it." After, "Help us become green with a 5-minute survey." Before, "Sustainability is an important topic, also for our internal IT." After, "Sustainable IT. Let's recycle your laptop."
Visual, media-rich formats like videos, images, and infographics will help draw your readers' attention. Pictures are the easiest choice here. And when chosen correctly, they can leave a lasting impression. They can also help your audience better understand your information. But not all images are good or memorable.
Memorable images are information-carrying and add value to your content. So keep that in mind when you're choosing your images. The best images are real and personal. Compare this image of Danny, one of our very own customer care agents, to this stock image. Makes a difference, right? So where possible, we recommend using your own images. And today, taking your own pictures is easier than ever. If your comms platform has a mobile editor, they're easy to upload from your smartphone.
Now let's talk about the content of your piece. The inverted pyramid is a tried and tested tool to help you structure it. The most important information comes first with the who, what, where, when, and why. Readers typically ask 2 questions when considering the content of a piece. What is this about, and why should I care? So when you can answer those 2 questions right at the beginning, your content becomes more reader-friendly. Then in the body, you can add more information, media, and context. Keep it short and conversational, and help your readers by making it easy to skim and understand and organizing your information. Then if you want to add any related information or links, they can find their home in the tail. Great. Now you have your content format building blocks. You only are missing the glue, telling a great story. You might be surprised to hear this, but your employees are already storytelling experts. Storytelling is happening all the time inside your company through the employee grapevine. But somehow when we make stories comms official, they seem to lose those elements that make them so captivating and memorable.
Our brains love stories. Information shared through story is retained much longer than facts and figures. And when we hear a story we resonate with, our brains release oxytocin, increasing our trust, compassion, and empathy. And one more thing brains love about stories: they're easier to process than formal communication.
While there are countless ways to tell a story, there's one thing that all good stories have in common.
Great stories are about transformation, where by the end, the protagonist is changed through an experience.
So how do you tell a good story? Kindra Hall's stellar storytelling framework shares a 4-ingredient recipe that will help draw your audience in.
Start with an identifiable character that the audience can relate to, like Danny from the customer service team. An authentic emotion from that character to rope the audience in, say anxiety. A particular moment, zooming in on a specific point in time when the story happens, perhaps in the morning at 9:20 when the phone rings, like every Wednesday. And a specific detail, something the audience can visualize, like a yellow and blue pencil, the one every employee has, that Danny always chews on when she's nervous.
These 4 ingredients will not only help draw your audience in, it'll give you a starting point for your storytelling. And speaking of things to help get you started, here are some ideas for storytelling formats for your internal comms.
A day with, accompanying an employee on the job for a day to share their stories and show what their day-to-day is like. Change stories, hero stories. Are some of your employees training for new roles or switching departments? Tell the stories of their change. Customer stories. Let your employees tell the stories about their experiences with your customers. I'll never forget the first time I had to call Jay Paulson. It was only my 2nd week on the job and I really wanted to do my work well. I picked up the phone, palms sweaty, my heart beating so loud I could barely hear the ringing over it.
These are just some ideas. The sky's the limit. You can really get creative here. Think about your informal communication. Let that inspire you. Your employees will appreciate it. Okay, so let's sum things up here. We talked about how different content formats can complement each other, how to make your content more reader-friendly and memorable, and how to use the power of storytelling to make your content stand out. We hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to check out our other videos in this series and our additional resources. Take care, get creative, and see you next time.